Hello my friends, Amy Esther here, and in today's video I wanted to share with you guys how to set goals when you live chronically ill, because as we all know, you can't quite live life like most people when you have chronic fatigue and chronic pain. And so I have found different ways to set and achieve goals, and I just want to share some with you today because it is almost a new year. We are almost finished with 2020, which was a rough one for everyone. And so I think we're all kind of ready for a fresh start and to start and try some new goals. So let's do this. If it is your first time here, welcome. I'm Amy Esther, and I have several chronic illnesses, including POTS, SIBO, fibromyalgia, a few other things going on. You can learn all about them in the links below or all over my channel. So, because I have many chronic illnesses, I have found different things that have helped me over the years. And I do try to make goals every year. I want to try new things. I want to achieve things. And for a long time, I didn't do those things because I thought that my chronic illnesses were stopping me from living my dreams, from doing things that I've always wanted to do. And I have since come to a much better place. In fact, I created an entire course on how I got to this better place. It's called Chronically Me. I will link it down below if you're interested. But it is how I have stopped letting my chronic illness control me and started controlling my own life and still live chronically ill and have all of the symptoms that I've always had. I haven't changed those symptoms. I've, of course, found things that make them better and to help manage them, but they are definitely all still with me, hanging out all the time. However, I no longer let them stop me from living my life. So today I wanted to share with you just some tips to help you as you start out the new year to set some goals for yourself. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what I call my focus. So I choose a year focus. I also think it's very smart to maybe do a new focus every 6 months, every 3 months, every quarter. Whatever it is that you want to do, if you have a hard time sticking with something for a whole year, I'd recommend making it much shorter. But I typically like to have a year theme or focus. And instead of saying, okay, my goal for 2021 is to get in shape or to start a business or to make this much money or to do whatever it is that you want to do, instead I choose a focus. And to me, that's better because instead of looking at it as an end goal, like once I get to the end of the finish line, then I'll be happy. That's what I'm shooting for. Instead, I'm just going in that direction. So let me give you a good example. So this year, I have created a couple focuses for my life. I like to have a personal or family focus, or even you could separate those two if you want. If you want something just for you and something for your family, as well as if you have a business or you have anything else going on in your life, you can have a business focus or a hobby focus or whatever it is that you do. I don't know what you do, but choose however many focuses you want. I mean, I wouldn't go too crazy, but the biggest parts of your life, choose a focus for those. So I have one for my personal life, and this year my theme or my focus is intention. So we are focusing on being more intentional. So instead of saying we want to get to this goal at the end of the year, instead we're saying we're focusing on being more intentional all year long. So we do things that bring us to that point. So the first thing we've been doing is we've been going through all of our stuff. We've been decluttering, we've been minimizing. I have been, watching YouTube videos on minimizing and living a more minimal life, living a more intentional life. And then I also have been more intentional with my use of technology. For example, I recently got rid of my smartphone, and that's another way I'm being more intentional with my time. So I have a lot of ways that I'm using this theme and goal, but the point is not to say that I want to get to this end point. It's to say I'm focusing on this as a whole. If you guys ever watched CGP Gray here on YouTube, he has a really good video that's kind of a similar idea to having more of a year focus versus goal. So I will link that video down below because I think it's a really good one. But that is something that I've been doing for a while, and I think it really helps. Another focus that I am doing for my YouTube channel, for some kind of side businesses that I do, is professional. That's my business focus of the year, is professional. I want to make my website more professional. I want to make my YouTube videos more professional. And I want to do that for myself, as well as just to help create better content for you guys. So some of the things that I'm doing is upgrading some of my gear and learning how to use it, because I have gotten a few new things recently, but I don't totally know how to use them yet. And so I want to be more professional in the quality of my videos. So you might see this one, and hopefully a year from now, you will see a difference in how professional my videos look. And then maybe I shouldn't say this one out loud because now you guys are all going to judge me, but that's okay. I put my whole life on the internet, so judge me if you will, but I'm trying to be more professional. My website is all just things, and my website is all things I've just done on my own. I YouTube videos on how to do all the things I put on my website, but I want to make them more professional this year. So I have a focus, and maybe your focus is patience. Maybe your focus is love, and just do things that bring that thing, that quality into your life. Another reason that I love having a focus versus just an end goal for my year is because it helps me enjoy the whole process. Instead of going on a hike, for example, let's use this as an analogy. If you were to go on a hike to a beautiful location, you're trying to get to this beautiful waterfall, and you're just annoyed the whole time you're hiking because all you want is to get to the end, right? You're not enjoying hiking through this mountain and the beautiful nature around you. At least for me, I do this a lot. I'm kind of more focused on, the end is going to be beautiful. When instead, if I go hiking just to go hiking, I don't go hiking to see something, to get to a certain place, and I'm just hiking, not caring how far I get, not caring even where I'm going. I'm just hiking to enjoy hiking. It's a totally different experience because I'm enjoying the journey. And that's kind of how I feel about having a focus versus a goal, is that you are enjoying the whole thing, and maybe it's not this huge, overwhelming, awesome thing once you hit the end of that, because there really isn't an end. Instead, you're just getting subtle enjoyment along the way. And I personally would rather have, a good time all throughout than be miserable 90% of the time, and then have just a few times where I just am super, super happy and then go back to being miserable, right? So I think having a focus is a really good way to just make small changes in your life to get to the place you want to get to, but without having to worry about failing, because there's no failing. As long as you are moving in that direction, as long as you are on the hike, you're enjoying it, you're getting somewhere, you're getting exercise, you're getting out in nature, right? You're getting these benefits just like you will from this focus in your life. And you don't have to worry about getting to a certain place. So that is my first big thing. However, I do still make small goals for myself. The way that I want you to think about goals is in two ways. Most people only create one type of goal, and there's actually two types of goals that I create for myself with everything that I want to achieve. And one is called a behavioral goal, and the other one is called a results goal. So we have behavioral goals and we have results goals. Behavioral goals are things that you do. Results goals are things that are sort of out of your control. So let me give you an example. If you have a business and you say, you usually make a goal of, I want to make $2,000 a month. That's kind of a typical goal someone would make. I want to make this much money, or I want to lose this much weight, right? I want to lose 20 pounds this year. I want to make $50,000 this year. We make those goals, but those are results-based goals. And even though we do things to get there, and we do things to help move that along, we really can't control that. If you have a business, you can't control who buys your product, right? You can put out as much marketing as you want, but you still don't get to decide for that person if they're going to buy your item. And same thing with if you're losing weight or any other goal, right? You can set a goal to lose 20 pounds. You can eat right. You can exercise, but you still can't force your body to lose weight. You can't say, body, you're going to lose this much weight every week. You just have to let your body do what it does. So that's why I like to have 2 types of goals with every goal. So that would be my results-based goal. Let's use the example of losing weight. My results-based goal would be, I want to lose 20 pounds this year. And then on top of our results goal, we need to have a behavior goal, which is what we do. So my behavioral goal for losing that 20 pounds would be, okay, I am going to go on this certain diet for 90 days, or I am going to work out for a minimum of 15 minutes, 3 days a week for 3 months. Something like that. It's a behavior. It's something that you're doing. So a lot of people have their results-based goal and they do make behavioral-based goals in order to reach that. But the thing that I want you to focus on is reaching your behavioral goal and being proud of yourself when you do. So if you work out 3 days a week for 15 minutes and that's your goal, and I'm going to do that for 3 months, and you reach that goal, or sometimes we are human and we don't totally do it perfectly, but we do a pretty good job, and we get to the end of those 3 months and we have not lost any weight, then you're going to have a really hard time coping with that if you only had the results goal of losing 20 pounds. But if you have both goals on your mind, if you write both of these things down, then yeah, maybe you didn't reach that 20 pounds of weight loss, but you reached your behavioral based goal. And I want you to be proud of that. And then what you can do is tweak it. Tweak your behavioral based goal and say, okay, maybe 15 minutes, 3 days a week wasn't enough. Maybe I need to exercise more, or maybe I need to add in some diet changes with this. Maybe I want to work with a nutritionist or a coach who can help me work through this. And you will be able to tweak that behavioral based goal to reach your results based goal. So that's why I like to always have both, because if you are reaching your behavioral goal and you don't reach your results goal, then you can just be proud of yourself for reaching that goal and then tweak it in order to try something new to maybe reach that results-based goal. So I always like to work with both, and I always like to be proud of myself no matter what the results are. And it's hard. It's not something that just comes easy or naturally to me. I'm not going to say that I am perfect at that. But it's something that I have been working on and that makes a huge difference in my life when instead of just saying, I want 100,000 YouTube subscribers, I say, I am going to create 3 videos a week for the next 3 years and see what happens. And if I have that focus of, hey, my focus is professionalism this year, that is going to push me towards my goals. I'm just going to try to be more professional. And one of those things will be with those goals that I make. So if your year is focused on health, so maybe your focus is health, then you want to create your behavioral and results-based goals around that topic. If you try to do too much at once, you're going to get overwhelmed. So whenever I'm making goals, I try not to take on too much. I try not to change my diet and my exercise routine and start a business and try to be more social and do all these things. That's why it's nice to just have a focus. This is what I'm focusing on this year. And then as your year goes on, you make these behavioral and results-based goals in order to just move you along in life rather than just trying to get to the end of whatever big goal you have, if that makes sense. And one more suggestion I have for you is to start with easy goals. If you want to exercise more, why not start with 5 minutes a day? There is no shame in starting small. It is so much better than doing nothing. Because sometimes you just need to teach yourself how to do what you say you're going to do. Give yourself a year theme. From that theme, make a behavioral and a results-based goal that you want to achieve and be proud of yourself along the way. And be proud of yourself and love yourself even if you fail, because you will. Okay? I'm sorry to say that. You're going to fail. Because that's what we do. We're human and we're not perfect. And we're going to say we're going to do something and we don't end up doing it. So do your best. And if you need extra help, I do have a productivity course. I will link it down below. You can actually buy my Chronically Me course, which is about managing your brain, as well as my productivity course in a bundle, and save some money. So if you're interested in those, I will link them down below. My productivity course teaches you how to use these goals and these focuses that we've talked about today and actually do it, and actually do what you say you're going to do and reach those dreams and goals. So if you're interested in that, I will link it down below. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time.